What's up everyone, welcome to NTWANfc. In today's video we're going to review eFootball Sunday's update and the new players that have been added, the new content that is now available in the game, and we have a new epic pack with Alessandro Nesta, Dida and Giuseppe Bergomi. So it is still going, this European Club Championship, as you can see here. Still another week and a half to go here. 50 coins to be gotten in about 5 days. Not the best rewards here for this login campaign. And here is the Italian League Guardian selection. Nesta, Dida and Bergomi. We're going to have a look at these players. As usual now, all of these players have two special skills, except for Dida, who has the directing defense. The first goalkeeper now as an epic player that has this directing defense. It was available a while back with some Showtime goalkeepers that were given for free by Konami, with Jordan Pickford among many others. But now we have for the first time one of those good goalkeepers with this directing defense. We'll see if this turns out to be a game changer or not. Let's go with Alessandro Nesta first. As you can see here, aerial fort, long reach tackle as his player skill, so no fortress for him. Kind of disappointing, I guess, but aerial fort and long reach tackle, pretty good skills indeed. Alessandro Nesta, 89 with the booster, destroyer, player ID 187, 79 kilos, a very effective defender, we know that. And he's got the destroyer player ID, so he's going to be sort of an ideal defender to play along with a build-up defender. And probably he's going to be very good with Paolo Maldini, of course. And let's see here, first booster is dueling. I would assume the second booster, dueling, would be great also. Shutdown and defending, of course. They're also going to be pretty decent boosters. But no matter what, you're going to want a defending booster here. Perhaps hard worker or physicality could also give him a decent boost here. Let's look at the player skills. Heading, man marking, interception, blocker, aerial superiority, sliding tackle, long range tackle, acrobatic clearance, aerial fort, and fighting spirit. That's it, guys. He doesn't need anything else. He's got everything. He's like the perfect defender. What else could you want more? Maybe just fortress. So if I was to give him some additional skills here, it would have to be in other things than defending. I guess I would probably give him as the first one, gamesmanship. You want your backline to have gamesmanship because you don't want them to suffer a shoulder charge and then the opposing attacker, if it's someone pretty strong like a Haaland or Drogba, to just push the defender away, take the ball and go score. So gamesmanship is always a good one to have, especially for your central defense. And then I would probably go with the passing ones, the usual one-touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, and let's see, yeah, that is pretty much it. Maybe a low lofted pass could be useful. One-touch pass could also be a good one. It's always good to have one-touch pass and through passing with these defenders. So, if you're in a difficult situation with a defender, you just do a through ball and perhaps he can find someone in front of the pitch. But Alessandro Nesta here, a pretty decent card for a defender and perhaps someone who will be good. This AC Milan team with Van Basten that's still in pack and Frank Rijkaard. Now you can add Alessandro Nesta and Dida. It's going to be a stacked team for AC Milan. So now let's move with Dida, the goalkeeper, directing defense here. AC Milan also, of course. Let's see here, 88 rated, 195, 85 kilos. Offensive goalkeeper. Pretty decent choice, I think, here. I wouldn't say that he's exactly in the best goalkeepers of the game. I think the best goalkeepers are going to be the defensive goalkeepers, the likes of Peter Schmeichel, perhaps Gianluigi Buffon, and of course, the best goalkeeper in this game, Petr Cech from Chelsea. So Dida, I would say, he comes one step, one tier below these three guys. Perhaps him, Oliver Kahn, and a few others who are excellent nonetheless, but I wouldn't quite say they are the best in the game. Let's see, he comes with goalkeeping, booster, of course, going to be either goalkeeping or saving. And he's got low punt, long throws, goalkeeper penalty saving, goalkeeper directing defense. You could probably add a high punt to him. And, I've been, actually, you can add a lot of these skills for the goalkeepers. But perhaps a one-touch pass also, if you want to play with your offensive goalkeeper and pass the ball back to him and be able to sort of find a through ball or a long ball, you can add as additional skills to your goalkeeper. So I always put one-touch pass, through passing, and low-lofted pass, and weighted pass. And like this, essentially, you can play back to the goalkeeper and kick the ball forward or kick the ball to the side, and he's not going to mess it and pass directly to the opposing attackers, because if you play with the goalkeeper too much, it is bound to happen sometimes, but that will help to lessen those problems. So next one here, Giuseppe Bergomi, fortress and long reach tackle. So he's got the fortress. Fortress is not going to get Ariel's fort because he's too small. But fortress, I think it would have been better for Alessandro Nesta. Perhaps long reach tackle wasn't all that necessary. I would have liked to see a Nesta with Ariel fort and fortress. But Giuseppe Bergomi, let's have a look at this guy now. 87 rated with the booster defensive fullback. 184, 74 kilos. Giuseppe Bergomi, I have one of his previous cards, and while he's not too bad, as a defensive fullback, he is nowhere near as good as Lilian Thuram. He's a little bit weaker, I would say, compared to Thuram is so dominant, so strong, so physical, so quick. Giuseppe Bergomi is a little bit more of like a dribbler. He is pretty decent, but he's nowhere near the physical ability of Lilian Thuram. Let's see here, the booster shut down. I would assume a second booster dueling would probably be the best for him. Let's have a look at the player skills here. Heading, man marking, interception, blocker, aerial superiority, sliding tackle, long reach tackle, fortress, captaincy, and fighting spirit. So him, sort of like Alessandro Nesta, he has all that he needs in terms of defense. And, it's probably going to be the same thing. You're going to want to add perhaps gamesmanship, especially because he's on the smaller size and he tends to get pushed a lot. And then, also one-touch pass, through passing, low-lofted pass, and perhaps pinpoint crossing. If you're going to have this guy come up and cross the ball, try to find someone on the overlap, then pinpoint crossing, I think it's always useful to have on your fullbacks. So that is it for the Italian League Guardians pack. Let's have a look to see what else has been added here, if anything. There is another pack here, Napoli Pack, with a selection of players here, 100 coin players. Usually, I would recommend people to stay away from these packs. They, it's not all that great value. Scott McTominay here, he has a booster slot. But of course, these cards not all that great. Although I think, perhaps the Scott McTominay doesn't look all that bad. He has some decent stat, 83 rated box to box, and he is pretty decent. I have one of his Player of the Week card, and he's strong. He's very strong. Actually, I'm sure Manchester United regrets selling him to Napoli now. But here is the selection here: McTominay, Milinkovic-Savic, David Neres, who's this guy? Spinazzola, and a bunch of other guys here. I don't think these guys are all that interesting. Not sure why exactly Napoli, but if you're interested in Napoli players, you have a pack now. Also, I would not recommend for you to actually do these guys. So that's it in terms of new players here. Not a lot of content on this Sunday update. We have, of course, new events here. and it is going to be the Italian club here with a 4-star nominating contract, a position token, and as usual the PvP here should be 3 skill tokens and a 50 coin reward here. Let's have a look at the objectives to see if there is anything new, but I don't think it's going to be the case. Whereas that's going to be missions. There is this European Club Championship objective here. There's a campaign hub. This is still going on. I think this is not exactly new. No, nothing new here. So that is pretty much it here for this Sunday update. Not a lot. Perhaps there's going to be more added in the midweek update here. We're still waiting here for one of these major new epic players to come out. A few weeks ago it was Bonucci who came out, and we're still waiting for a major player. We know there's like 3 or 4 new epic legends that are going to be released, so stay tuned. I would say step aside for this Milan AC pack, Alessandro Nesta, Dida, unless you're a Milan AC fan and you're trying to build this Milan AC team with Rijkaard and Van Basten, and you went for those guys and now you want to have the whole team. If not, if you're waiting for a special player, I would say hold on to your coins, wait until they release that special legend, that epic player. And it is bound to come in the coming weeks or months that we're gonna have someone. And because these packs now, they're getting more expensive every year. It used to be 150 player packs, now we have 200 player packs, and I assume that when it's gonna be some big cards, some big new players, then perhaps we'll see even more. Maybe we'll see a 250 player pack like we did last year with Gareth Bale. So hold on to your coins, guys. But anyway, that is it for the Sunday update. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.